Well, it's Sunday morning. Not sure of the date actually. I think it might be about the 22nd perhaps. I've lost all track of days this week. No idea what day it is until somebody reminds me. Anyway, I'm in Thornick Bay, which is close to Flamborough. I drove here last night from Bridlington. I walked up the coast yesterday from Hornsey to Bridlington, which is great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did nearly all of it on the beach as well. It was brilliant. So today I've got a choice of things to do. Having studied the bus timetable, there are no buses from Flamborough on a Sunday, so that made me change my plan immediately. The weather forecast is not particularly good for this afternoon. 2 o'clock it's forecast rain. Well, it's just after 11 now, and so I'm heading down to the south landing at Flamborough, and I'm going to walk around Flamborough Head and back along up the north landing and back to this campsite that I'm on now, which is pretty good actually. It's a weekend, it's Sunday, you expect it to be busy, lots of kids hanging around and all that, but that doesn't bother me. I've got hook up. Last night I spent the night on a pub car park, went for a meal there, and I was tucked up in bed by 7 o'clock, but I got, I don't know, maybe 7-8 hours sleep, but that meant I was up at probably 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning, wide awake, so I got stuck into some editing. I feel a bit tired now, but I don't think that probably a 3-hour walk will do me any harm, and it's one less thing that I'd need to do tomorrow. The buses are back on tomorrow, which means they're about every half hour from here to Flamborough, so I can get a bus into Bridlington again and walk back to South Landing. Whether I edit it in that way I don't know, but it just simply means that it's going to save me half a day, and it's a lovely day for a walk now. It's a bit of a strong wind and it's cooled down a bit, but nevertheless it's still a very nice morning. So here we go. Right, Monday morning, 23rd of April. I'm on my way down to the reception area at the campsite where I am. Because down there there's quite a nice little cafe where you can get a bacon butty, and I had one yesterday. Only £1.30. It was absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to have another one, even though I've already had some breakfast about 3 hours ago, because I was up really early editing part 2, which I put on YouTube this morning. Today I'm catching a bus, 9:15 bus. It's around about 8:45 now, and to go back to Bridlington, to where I left off on Friday, and to walk back here to South Landing. I don't have any childhood memories of Bridlington, but in my late teens I bought my first car, an ice blue Mini with 6 spotlights, black and white check roof and a number 37 on the door. From then on I was ubiquitous. In the late 1960s my girlfriend and I came to Brid Spa to see the Small Faces, Thin Lizzy and many other top bands. In the early 90s, I filmed a rave here with Carl Cox as DJ and spent the rest of the night on the dance floor strutting my stuff. reached as far as you can get in Bridlington, and we're heading north, and this is just coming into a place called Filey. I'm looking at the tide, and even though I still feel it's out, I've got a choice now as to either walk along the beach to Flamborough or walk across the top. And to be honest, I'm not going to risk walking along the beach, plus the fact it looks very hard work. The big stones to walk on and stuff like that slow you down, and it'll be quite exhausting. So I'm just going to walk across the top along the path until I get to South Landing, which is the place where I started the walk yesterday. Well, it's just after 1 o'clock and I've reached Danes Dyke, which by my reckoning would be about maybe a mile and a half to my left, the north, away from where I started the walk yesterday morning at South Landing. So again, I've got a choice. The tide looks as if it's out, but it looks like really heavy walking. I've got a choice of going back up onto the top and walking along the top, or walking along the beach. And seeing as it's only going to be for probably a mile, I'm going to give it a chance. Actually, the tide looks, it's not going to cause me any problems in the next hour, let's put it that way. Even though it looks a little bit narrow at times, I'm going to risk it. I think my biggest worry walking along here, nothing to do with the tide, it's just what happens if I break my ankle or twist my ankle, or, you know, it's going to be totally high and dry, and it wasn't a good idea. I wish I hadn't done it now, but I can't be far away now from South Landing, and looking ahead I think it's going to be just around the next corner, but the way things are going, that could be about half an hour away. There's loads of rock falls as well, which you've got to consider. Like this one just in front of me. Looks as if it only happened within the last few days. Well, I've just fallen. I haven't hurt myself, I'm okay. But it just shows how easy it can be to hurt yourself. If I'd have fallen with my head against one of these rocks, it would have been that would have been good night nurse. But I'm just getting my breath back and the wind back. Then I can get up and carry on. But I'll never do this again. This was a big mistake. So today I'm going to just wander back now up the hill. It's quite a steep hill, and take stock of it all. And I've booked for another night on this site because I like it, and it's perfect for sort of hopping around like I'm doing now. But I really need to be starting moving northwards and walking to Filey to try and keep up with my plan, even though it's flexible depending on how I'm feeling. But my legs are feeling great, my feet are feeling great, I've got lots of energy, I'm eating quite well, I'm sleeping quite well, and I'm getting into a routine now, which is good. The van is great, there's not enough room, and I've got far too much stuff. As time goes by, I'll get into control of that. Right, it's 8:30, Monday the 24th, I think. I'm making my way from the van down to the reception here at this lovely campsite, Thornick Bay. Very good facilities, absolutely spotlessly clean, and it's only 14 quid a night, which is why I'm going to spend a third night on here. And instead of driving the van to Filey, I'm going to do it the other way around, where I'm going to walk to Filey. Then I've got a choice of getting a train or a bus back to here, spend the night here, and then drive up to Scarborough tomorrow. That's the plan. Let's just see what happens. The good thing is it's stopped being so windy, even though later on this afternoon it's forecast heavy rain. So this is why I'm up early and out early, and if I can finish the walk by about 2 o'clock, it doesn't matter if it rains on the way back, or I'm going to be okay. Well, this is Val. Good morning, Val. She's been on this site for the first time, so what did you think of it, Val?
Well, I've been to Thornwick Bay before, but never to this site. It is absolutely amazing. The place is fabulous. The nature reserve is excellent. I'm a bird photographer and I'm off down later to take some bird photos. The staff are absolutely wonderful. The site is fabulous, and I shall be coming back. And all the very best, Jim, with your coastal walk around the country.
Well, that's very kind of you, Val. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Just all you got to do is join and just, send me a cheery little message every now and again.
I will do that, yes.
Thank you very much, Val.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Well, it's 1:15 and I've reached the point where again I've got to make a decision about whether I'm going to carry on along the top or walk down to the beach, and this time I think I favour the beach because I can see Filey quite clearly from here, which is probably about maybe 4 miles, and walking on the beach I can do that probably quite a lot quicker, and there's all sorts of campsites and things along the way, and I don't want to waste my time walking to find I can't get through. But it's quite a steep bank I've got to drop down, and might be a bit dangerous, but I'll just see how it goes. Stop to talk to interesting people, and this is Graham and Pam, and they're just walking along the beach. So what are you doing on the beach in all this rain today then?
Exercise.
The forecast was good.
No, it wasn't as bad as this, but you've got to get out and do things. If you don't, you just end up inside
Absolutely.
and do nothing,
Absolutely.
and that's no good to anyone.
Yeah, and where are you from again?
Alliston, near Pickering.
Pickering, yeah,
Yes.
a lovely place. I go to Pickering lots to watch the railways and stuff.
Oh yes.
I used to live in Wetwang many years ago.
right,
Fish and chips.
Yeah.
The fish and chip shop in Wetwang's excellent.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But it's very nice to meet you.
And you.
And you. And have
I've
a
given you a card.
Well.
Jim's Coastal Path Walk of the UK.
We shall
Lovely,
look
we'll
it up.
try and follow.
Thank you. Okay.
All the
very
very
nice to
best,
meet you.
Jim.
Thank you.
And
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.